Tom Brown, partner in KPMG's financial sector practice in London and global head of the firm's asset management arm. Welcome. Thank you for joining us here at FundForum 2017, where you're once again acting as chair as well.
Yeah, well, it's great to be back here at FundForum, great to be back in Berlin. Really looking forward to it.
And you're joined by something like 1,400 members of the industry here. And I think the key things that people seem to be wanting to talk about this year look to be sort of trends in technology, customer experience and regulation, that perennial one. So maybe you could start by just giving me a summary, if you like, of what you think the impact of those three things is at the moment.
Well, I think all those three things together just contribute to this massive period of change that we're going through. The industry is under a huge amount of pressure from customers, but also going through these massive changes as well around technology and regulation. It's a pretty challenging time.
It's a challenging time geopolitically, which has an impact on all those things as well.
I mean, that just adds to the whole uncertainty.
So, talking about customer focus there, you talked about it being a customer-centric age, if you like, with fairly demanding customers who are now wanting to live in a more digital age. What does that mean for the industry, and what does the industry need to do to keep up?
I think the whole thing around customer experience is really a very topical issue for the industry. I think that what we've found is that there is a very clear evidence that supports the idea that excellent customer experience delivers real financial and commercial gain. And in an industry under such pressure, everyone's trying to find some piece of competitive advantage. The top 100 UK leaders in customer excellence, their revenue growth over the last 5 years is double the FTSE 100. And that just shows the power of thinking around customer-centric businesses and customer excellence.
And so you expect that to be a topic that people want to talk about here a lot this time?
Absolutely. We've just launched a piece of research looking at what does customer experience mean for the asset management industry. We all know what it feels like to be a customer of Netflix and Amazon and so on. What does it really mean to be excellent in an asset management business? And what we really focused on are what are the critical moments that really matter when it comes to the experience in this type of industry.
And what do you think customers do expect now? They're a bit more demanding than they used to be, perhaps.
They certainly are. I think the critical moments that we've found through this research are that there's the areas around developing the relationship before sale and ongoing, and it's creating that level of trust is absolutely critical. The whole client onboarding piece, again, another critical part. Then there's the client reporting side, again, critical area of interaction between the asset manager and the customer. And another key thing, how to handle situations when things go wrong. Absolutely key. Just ask British Airways or United Airlines. That'll show you how important it is.
Absolutely. Now, we talked earlier about geopolitics affecting the landscape, and one thing it has particularly affected probably is the worry and concern over regulation. What will those factors mean, as well as the industry-imposed factors, mean for regulation going forward?
Well, we, with Brexit and last week's events, make it even more complicated. With a new administration in the United States, we're in this period of real uncertainty and unpredictability. And what we're seeing is in pockets around the world of increasing nationalism, that goes against this sort of trend we've had over the last 30 years of globalization. In our industry, which is very much built around being a global business, we're starting to see some of the retrenchment from regulators becoming more national and less global. And what that means is for things like cross-border distribution, we're already seeing questions being raised by regulators around the extent to which you can delegate cross-border. We're seeing some of the regulatory initiatives around cross-border distribution of funds. The Hong Kong, China passport is being quite slow. The Asian regional passport has got bogged down in negotiations. Singapore have come out. There's been no non-EU funds authorised under the AIFMD. So these are all examples where we're starting to see regulatory initiatives start to slow down, if not reverse, this trend around globalisation. And that's a real challenge.
So an awful lot to think about and talk about. What do you hope to be talking about personally and taking away from the conference this year?
Well, I think there's a lot of conversations. I think a lot of people we want to talk to around some of these big challenges around technology and customer and regulation, and have real conversations around what does it mean at a practical level for businesses.
Tom, thank you so much for joining us. Great to talk to you.
Thank you.